Okay guys, welcome to another Harvest Day Defence. We are at base 2 and I'm going to be covering this section of the map. Now we did actually put up another video which I haven't put up yet because I put it up just for the clan so we could have a look at it, but a couple of the guys said they thought it'd be good, so I'm going to put that up, and it just shows us having a very hard round on this map. So before I get into what's going on, I'll just give you a little bit of background against the team we're against. We've had a couple of games that have been very frustrating recently, and this team are another team that have been, I wouldn't say glitching, but abusing the map. We played them before this round on Valparaiso, and they were kind of getting on the cliffs in areas where you shouldn't be able to get on, and driving the tank into positions where it shouldn't really be, and so on and so on. Just really unsportsmanlike gameplay and playing very aggressively, literally doing anything at all costs to win. Some people want to play like that, that's fine by me, but personally I disapprove of that kind of gameplay. That's just the way I like it. I like games to be fair, and you know, fair when I say kind of competitive gameplay, like everyone on an equal playing field, not misusing the maps that they're on, and so on and so on. Same way as like some classes of what, you know, could be described as slightly exploitative, and so on and so on. Anyway, so the things I want to cover are the mistakes that my team are making here, and ways that we can more successfully control this base. Now, this base, I want to say, is one of the most difficult bases to control in terms of defense on perhaps most of Battlefield. The reason for that is you have very little cover. There is almost no natural cover, and you're very exposed, and there's multiple angles all around you. The area around the base is open to a huge extent in both directions. It goes right over the way I'm aiming right now towards this tank, it goes far over there, and it goes far over to the other side. The only thing that's in your favour is that it's very open. Okay, you've got some trees and a little bit of geographical, you know, up and down, but other than that it's very open. So in that extent that's good, because you can see the enemy from far away. The reason it's bad is that they can attack you from multiple directions, and they have access to, you know, heavy vehicles like tanks, and also fast vehicles like buggies. You got the UAV, obviously, like any game. What I really want to cover here is if we look at the maps and so on, and we look at the position of my team. Now, the mistake that we make here, and the mistake that I've been trying to explain to my guys, is that we get pushed too far back behind the base, and you'll see further through this video that we move forward, and that's when we start to take control. The second point that I want to make is that vehicles are the key to this base. It's so open, and you have very little cover moving up to the base, so therefore the vehicles play a very important role, because they're defensive for the attacking team, because you can kind of move with the tank. They also obviously can move straight into the base and control it, or sit on a hillside and pound it from different directions. The defending team meanwhile just has to take all those hits. So the vehicles, I think, are the key, really. If you destroy those vehicles and you prevent another grenade fail, I should just give up throwing grenades, seriously. I have got quite a nice grenade kill that I haven't put up, but yeah, another grenade fail. So yeah, I think the vehicles basically are the key to this base. The other bases on this map, you can play just infantry if you had to, but this base you really do need the vehicle support, the tanks and the buggies. Now the buggies, again, do I get a double kill here? Yes, I do. The buggies are useful because obviously they're fast moving, but they're no good just by themselves, because in essence you still end up with just infantry when you get to the base. You know, they can get you to the base fast, but then you're relying on yourself. Now what I'm doing here is I am trying to push forward. I'm trying to let my guys see me move up, and I'm trying to take out this tank here. I end up with not a brilliant KD, I think 0.79 or something at the end of this round, but that is not important. I was definitely not worried about that or thinking about that at the time. What I was thinking about was defending this base and making sure that we could get out of the base. At times here we were literally unable to move because of the level of fire that we were taking, and what I'm doing right now is I'm telling my team, and I'm also hoping that the blues on our team, which are also VG members, but obviously we can't communicate with them because we're in a different squad, I'm trying to move forward and allow people to see that I'm taking the game forward to the enemy. The main points that they're holding are this hill here. This is a very good area to move up to and create a kind of staging point to move up to the base where that guy was, just behind that hill. You've got good cover there from the defenders, and from that position there you can lay smoke screens forward to allow your team to push up, and so on and so on. But really what I'm trying to do is make sure that we push up. Again, if you look at the mini-map here, and also at any point in time, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, at least 4, maybe 5 guys. And you see where they are? They're at the back line of our base. The reason that's bad is that if they die, they're not really putting a fire screen forward. Do I take out all these guys? Yes, again. You're not putting any kind of fire, you're not putting any pressure on the enemy. You're waiting for them to come to you, and the reason that that's bad is because they can kill you at the base and then move in, because they already have had to cover all the ground to get to you. What you want to do is you want to kill them and identify your targets before they get there. The reason for that is because, yeah, you know, you can preempt and control where they're going. You need to be in control, and if you're sitting at the back of your base allowing them to come up, you're not really in control. You may think that, okay, if we're sat at the base and we kill them as they come, then what's the problem? We're going to be in control and we're going to defend the base. I would say, yeah, sure, that sounds possible, and against some teams that might be probable. You may defend the base, but I do not think that is a safe way to rely on defending the base, because when you're in that situation, you're sat at the back and you're covering it. It really just depends on what team you're kind of playing. You know, some people, if you go in 1 by 1, that's not how this team are playing. We've managed to kind of knock the momentum out of them now. You'll see that they're slowing down. But this team at the beginning here, when we were up around sort of 40, 50 points, were very aggressive. They were coming at us from multiple directions all at the same time. They would have squads spawning behind us. So we were taking attacks from different directions all at the same time. And to be sat in your base at that time is not good, because it means that whilst you're looking forward, there's also people coming at you from your side and even behind, and in that situation what they will do is clear the base and plant the targets. So what you need to do is get out of the base, defend around it, and even then take control and push back towards the enemy. The reason I was trying to take out this UAV, even though I've got very little rounds, is because it was trying to take out our tank. So I was hoping that even if I got a hit marker, that can be enough sometimes to scare a UAV into flying away, because obviously they have very little armour. Notice on our squad we've now got 3 engineers. That's because as an engineer you see I use the G3, it has good range, you can defend well using just that, and it means that obviously if we've got 3 engineers, as soon as we were spotting a tank we were like, that tank's got to go down, and we would all be firing in on it. I'm just trying to identify this sniper. Snipers can be frustrating in different ways. It's obviously bad that they will snipe at you, but the other bad thing is they're mortars. Now mortars are not just a damaging weapon. Mortars are really bad because they make literally the ground and all your environment around you shake. Now when you are having that kind of vibration, it's very difficult to aim, and if you're a defender trying to hit targets at medium long range, that can be incredibly difficult. I've played games on Isla Inocentes, and again, when you have 3 or 4 snipers constantly mortaring you, it makes it almost impossible to hit long-range targets. Meanwhile, they can be, which means that they're not taking any fire, means that they can almost, with you know, invulnerability, just lay down fire on you. Now I'm going to make a very, very quick point about momentum, because I say every game I have to talk about momentum. You notice at the start of this round how we had a lot of attacks coming at us from in a kind of almost constant wave. It would be tank, infantry, buggy, infantry. Like, they were all coming in on us again and again and again. But now that we sort of have taken their tanks out and also moved forward a little bit, that allows us to take that momentum to them, and we've knocked that out of them. You know, we've knocked like the wind, the pace out of them, and now they're not coming in so strong. The other thing is, one of the biggest mistakes is to go in at 1 by 1, and this is something that I need to bring up with people as well, is when you're attacking a base like this, there's no point going in on your own. I sometimes will do it out of desperation in a kind of Rambo style with smoke, and I run in and I try and get a plant. you should only do it in a desperate situation, like when you only have like 10 points left. There was a Vietnam video that I also have up that you might want to check out, where it's a defence of Hill 137 two-parter, and I managed to take the last base pretty much on my own, and we only had like 4 tickets left. Now, in those kind of situations, the reason you do it, you've got nothing to lose. You've got nothing to lose by running in and trying to take a base. If you get it, then great, you've moved your team on to the next one, or even won. But in a situation like this, you have not, nothing really to gain by doing that at the start. All it means is that you lose your tickets one by one. So making a team effort on a base like this is essential. And when I say that, what I mean is when you're spawning it, it's worth waiting for your team to spawn and for you to all move together in one base, smoke down, plant the bomb, take it out, and if possible at that base you need to try and take both out together, because if you take out just one, that's going to be, again, very difficult for you. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that little overview, and I'll get some more stuff up soon. Leave any comments, questions or ideas for other videos you might want to see. Thanks guys.